Keanu Reeves had never been one to flaunt his wealth or status. On this particular day, dressed in a worn hoodie, faded jeans, and scuffed sneakers, he looked more like a struggling artist than the globally beloved actor he was. He entered the bustling Evergreen Mall unassumingly, carrying a plain canvas tote bag. What no one knew, not even the mall employees, was that Keanu wasn't just visiting. He owned the entire mall. Keanu had purchased the property a year prior under a shell corporation, quietly revitalizing the space to support local businesses and create a safe, welcoming environment for the community. It was a passion project he kept under wraps, preferring to let the space speak for itself. Today, however, wasn't about business. He was simply there to pick up a small trinket from a craft store for a friend's birthday. As he approached the information desk to ask for directions, a small group of shoppers near the fountain began whispering excitedly. "Is that?" asked a teenage boy, nudging his friend. "That guy looks just like Keanu Reeves." "No way," his friend replied, squinting. "Why would Keanu Reeves be here, dressed like that?" Nearby, an older woman sitting on a bench shook her head. "Young folks these days don't know how to recognize kindness when they see it. If it is him, he's probably here for something simple. Let the man be." Meanwhile, at the information desk, the receptionist, a young woman named Claire, glanced up from her phone as Keanu approached. Her perfectly arched eyebrow rose as she took in his scruffy appearance. She sighed audibly, clearly annoyed. "Can I help you?" she asked in a tone dripping with condescension. "Hi," Keanu said warmly. "I'm looking for Luna Crafts. Can you point me in the right direction?" Claire's lips curled into a smirk. "Luna Crafts? Yeah, sure. It's on the second floor near the food court. But honestly, are you sure you can afford anything there?" Keanu blinked, taken aback. "Excuse me? I mean," she said, lowering her voice but making no effort to hide her disdain. "It's a bit upscale. Maybe try one of the discount stores instead?" Keanu's eyes twinkled with amusement rather than anger. "Thank you for the suggestion," he said softly, before heading toward the escalator. As he turned away, Claire muttered loudly enough for him to hear. "Some people just don't know their place." Keanu stopped and turned back to her. "Pardon?" he asked, his tone calm but firm. Claire rolled her eyes. "Look, sir, if you're going to wander around aimlessly, security might need to step in. This isn't a shelter." At this, a few shoppers nearby gasped. One elderly man, sitting at a nearby coffee kiosk, shook his head in disbelief. "The nerve of some people," he muttered to his companion. Keanu raised a hand to stop a man who had stood up, seemingly ready to intervene. "It's all right," he said gently. "I'll manage." But Claire wasn't finished. She picked up her desk phone and pressed a button. "Security? Can you come to the information desk? There's someone here causing a disturbance." Within moments, a security guard arrived. The guard, a kind-looking man named Luis, frowned as he saw Keanu. "Is there a problem here?" he asked. Claire pointed at Keanu. "This man's loitering and being uncooperative. He's clearly not here to shop." Luis hesitated, recognizing Keanu instantly. Claire," he said carefully, "I think you might want to reconsider." "Reconsider what?" she snapped. "Look at him. He's obviously not supposed to be here." Luis opened his mouth to speak but was interrupted by Keanu. "It's fine," Keanu said, giving the guard a reassuring smile. "I'll just be on my way." After Keanu left, a small crowd gathered around the desk, murmuring in outrage. "Do you know who that was?" asked a woman clutching her shopping bags. "That was Keanu Reeves." Claire's smug expression faltered. "Keanu Reeves?" she repeated. "No way. Why would someone like him look like that?" Luis sighed. "Not only is it him, Claire, but he owns this mall." Claire's face turned ghostly pale. "He owns it?" Luis nodded. "And he's probably the kindest person you'll ever meet. You might want to start looking for another job." The next day, Claire was summoned to a small conference room. When she entered, Keanu was sitting at the table, sipping coffee. He smiled warmly as she stumbled through an apology. "I'm so sorry for how I treated you," she stammered. "It was unprofessional and disrespectful. I didn't know who you were." Keanu held up a hand to stop her. "It's not about who I am," he said gently. "It's about treating everyone with respect, no matter what they look like or where they come from. We all have our struggles, and kindness costs nothing." Claire nodded, tears brimming in her eyes. "You're right. I'll do better." Keanu smiled. I believe you, and I want to give you an opportunity to grow. He slid a folder across the table. Inside was a scholarship application for a customer service and management training program, fully funded by the mall's foundation. Claire's jaw dropped. This is your chance to turn things around, Keanu said. But remember, the real change has to come from within. Over the next year, Claire excelled in the program, transforming into one of the most beloved and empathetic employees. At Evergreen Mall, she often recounted her encounter with Keanu as a turning point in her life, sharing the lesson he taught her, that kindness has the power to change not just others, but also ourselves. And Keanu? He continued to walk the mall in his scruffy attire, spreading quiet acts of kindness wherever he went, content to let his actions speak louder than his fame.